Here's Mark McKinley with an all-new Snapshot.
Welcome to Snapshot, where we take a local look at the government stories that you may have missed. Duxbury residents, keep an eye out for the 2022 annual town census that has been mailed out. Before returning it to the town clerk's office, make sure to sign the form, making any necessary changes. No voters can be added by using the census form, but the information will be used to compile the annual street list. If you do need to register to vote, visit the town clerk's office to fill out a voter registration card, or you may register online at sec.state.ma.us. The towns of Duxbury and Pembroke are among those the Commonwealth selected as part of the Municipal Cybersecurity Awareness Grant Program. 800 employees of the Duxbury Public Schools and 50 Town of Pembroke employees will be trained to identify, avoid, and defend against cyber attack techniques commonly used to gain access to IT infrastructure, networks, and sensitive data. The Pembroke Chamber of Commerce is sponsoring Coffee with Town Officials. From 8 to 10 a.m. on February 18th, join the town manager along with members of the select board and other officials to talk about the state of the town and the future of Pembroke. You can find out more information about this event by following the Pembroke Chamber of Commerce on Facebook or by visiting their website at pembrokechamber.org. The Baker-Polito administration filed its fiscal year 2023 budget at the end of January with an aim to support economic growth across the state and invest in education, housing, and health care, as well as providing tax relief to residents. Highlights of the $48.5 billion budget include tax breaks for low-income seniors and low-income families, an increase of almost $600 million to fully fund the Student Opportunity Act, including $485 million in Chapter 70 funding, with a focus on school districts serving low-income students, over $440 million for workforce development programs and initiatives across a wide range of state agencies, and providing reforms and investments in rental assistance, rehousing benefits, and housing vouchers to quicken recovery and create long-lasting improvements in housing stability and access to home ownership. This is the first step in the budgeting process. In April, the House will debate their version of the bill, with the Senate to open their debate in May. Each version will then move to the conference committee to work out any differences and then will be submitted to the governor for signing. The town of Kingston is in the process of identifying projects to prioritize for the Mass DOT Complete Streets program. Keith Hickey tells us a bit more about the program, the process, and how residents can provide their input.
Hello, this is Town Administrator Keith Hickey with some information that I'd like to make you aware of regarding the Town of Kingston's application for Complete Streets. For those who may not be aware of what the Complete Street program is, it's a grant program funded through the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Department of Transportation, where communities apply for, in a competitive grant round, funding to improve dangerous intersections, dangerous roadways, and enhance the ability for pedestrians, bicyclists, and people who are driving cars to commingle a little more safely, on Kingston roads. Last week, the town of Kingston hosted a public meeting where we asked residents and interested parties to attend either virtually or in person, and we had a representative from our consulting engineer firm come in and give a brief overview of what Complete Streets is, the purpose of it, the funding resources, and some of the areas that we should be targeting. There was a PowerPoint presentation, and there's an interactive map on the Town of Kingston's website. That website address is www.kingstonma.gov. If you have an interest in making some suggestions, there's a link on the front page of our website that identifies or we'll bring you to a map and you can identify an area of concern to you and explain what that concern is that you'd like to see addressed through Complete Streets. The Complete Street program offers funding of up to $400,000 annually to a community. We're one of many communities throughout the Commonwealth that will be applying for Complete Street money. The engineering firm that's working for us has identified some dangerous intersections based on accident data that the town of Kingston has provided to our engineering firm. The Complete Street programs oftentimes will improve pedestrian signal upgrades, provide funding for crosswalks with ramps where there isn't any, some sort of flashing pedestrian crossing if there's a dangerous crossing in and around town at all. It will also put in or fund new traffic signals, pavement markings and signs, and some limited intersection improvements. Again, the funding is only $400,000 a year, so it's not going to make a significant difference in the amount of money that we fund on a regular basis to make road improvements. But if we were able to bring $400,000 in a grant to town meeting to address a specific type of project, I would be hopeful anyways that the citizens would appreciate the fact that we were able to find funding someplace else, and the balance could potentially be funded through an appropriation at town meeting. So we are, the town will be applying for these funds in the near future. We're asking that anybody who's interested, as I mentioned, go to the town website at www.kingstonma.gov and click on the link that will bring you to the interactive map where you can fill out and address your concerns. Or if you prefer, reach out to me and let me know what your concerns are. I'd be happy to try to make sure that information gets included in a list of improvements that we'd like to see. It'll be up to staff to present to the Board of Selectmen in a meeting in later in February or early in March. The prioritized list of recommended improvements we'd like to see. Hopefully they'll get the Board of Selectmen to support that. We'll submit our recommended project for funding to Mass DOT by March 18th. And then ideally by April 15th, Mass DOT will have notified all the communities that were awarded some funding through the Complete Streets program. So again, it's important to try to get people's feedback. So if you do have an opinion or want to share some of your concerns with how we can apply for $400,000 and how that money would be spent, we certainly would appreciate you taking a few minutes and filling out that form. So with that, I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great day and stay safe.
Thanks for watching this edition of Snapshot. I'm Mark McKinley, and we will see you next time.
Thank you for watching. We are grateful for your attention. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe to the local scene here and share everywhere. Thank you, friends.